Hello traders, this is Chris taking a look at the Dow Jones 30 straight up in the air yet again on Friday. At this point, you have to be very cautious. Now, when you look at the weekly chart, you can see that we are reaching pretty significant resistance. I do think sooner or later, and on the monthly, even more of the same, I do think sooner or later there's going to have to be some profit taking. You have to keep in mind that most indices are up about 10% in the United States over the course of just a couple of weeks. This has been a melt-up rally as people try to price in the idea of a Santa Claus rally, but perhaps more importantly, I think they're trying to price in the idea of the Federal Reserve loosening its monetary policy. Whether or not that actually happens remains to be seen, but I don't think it takes a genius here to see that this is a little overdone. Put the RSI up and you can see we are entering overbought territory. So the question is, what do you do with something like this? Well, you're going to have to be very patient, unfortunately. Chasing up here, I mean, we could break out, but Murphy's Law dictates that if you do that, we will fall 5%. So the best prescription for something like this is looking for some type of support level. Short-term traders will probably come in and pick it up around 35,000 if we drop 300 points. Underneath, you've got 34,400 or so. At this point in time, though, it is so overdone that you start to see signs that you might even be able to sell it. Now, we don't have that exhaustion candle yet, but we are going to have to watch very closely next week to the interest rate situation. Interest rates in America are still much higher than they've been for the last 15 years or so, despite the fact that they have been dropping. This is all about trying to get on the right side of the market heading into the new year. December tends to be very noisy. The Dow Jones 30 has to worry about the actual underlying economy, unlike the NASDAQ or even the S&P 500. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. But right now, you can't buy it. You can't buy something that is that far high, much higher. Now, if you're already long in this market, you have to pay attention to this area because it could be where we see exhaustion. Sooner or later, we're going to see a little bit of a blow off top and a correction.